All right, welcome back to another Bloomburrow draft. Today we've opened Secluded Courtyard, which is honestly not a card I've seen before, but it doesn't seem like it's particularly good. I think this is interesting. There's Scrap Shooter, which is one color, but it's probably slightly weaker than Burrowguard Mentor on average. But the problem is you can't really play this outside of the dedicated rabbit deck, whereas this is just a good role player in every green deck. And outside of that, none of the other cards really measure up. So it's a choice between staying open and flexible versus taking a powerful card. I think given that it's pick one, I will start with the more flexible pick. Followed up with, well, now I kind of wish I had the Burrowguard Mentor because I'm very tempted to take Intrepid Rabbit. There are also good green cards that we could follow up our Scrap Shooter with. I think Overprotect maybe a slightly weaker card than the Intrepid Rabbit, but it does fit better with what we have already. Mind you, this wouldn't be bad in a rabbit deck, so. Yeah, I think Overprotect makes more sense. We'll see. If we keep getting past good white cards, I'll feel sad. And now, yeah, kind of get past a good white card. Banishing Light, not really like the premium white card you'd think, but it's totally fine. Maybe I'll just go with the Sticky Tongue Sentinel, just keep taking green cards, try to carve out a lane, and then figure out what second color we want to be later. Now there's a Blacksmith Talent. The green cards are kind of average here. Talent I quite like with Sticky Tongue Sentinel. I found this synergy recently. You can pick this up, you get another sword, and then once you level it up to 3, you get to auto-equip and have 2 double striking creatures. It's pretty hard to beat at that point. Also, I think this card is actually maybe at its best in Raccoons because you have the biggest creatures to leverage the double strike and haste. And now we get past a lot of good red cards, so I'm kind of glad I took Talent there. Quake Tusk Boar, probably better than Gecko. I think Gecko is obviously at its best in the Lizard deck. But if we're going to be like a little heavier green, I mean, this is double red, so presents some issues, but at 5 mana it should be okay. This just looks like a very solid red-green beatdown start. Big creatures all along the curve. Trample, double strike, combat tricks. More red-green cards. I think I'll take Agate Assault over mediocre 2-drop, mediocre 4-drop. I don't have any removal yet. It's not like the best card ever, but 3-mana Deal 4 does kill most things you want in this format, and every once in a while you will exile an artifact and be pretty pleased with yourself. You're going to grab a Root Weaver. Pawn Prophet is good, but when you're not in the Frog deck, it can be tricky to cast sometimes, and we want to be attacking, and this doesn't really attack. It's true Root Weaver doesn't attack either, but it helps us ramp out into our bigger plays. Coruscation Mage, kind of a late Scales of Shale. I guess theoretically we would still be Lizards, but I feel our green cards are too good, so grab a mediocre 2-drop that also masquerades as a mediocre 4-drop. All right, on the wheel, we get back to Secluded Courtyard. Unsurprisingly, no one took that. There's also Steam Path Charger and High Stride. So this, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. I could just take it for my collection. It's shiny. I think I'll take Steam Path Charger. Again, it's pretty similar to Coruscation Mage as a mediocre 2 that masquerades as a 4. Another pile of mediocre cards. Valley Rally can be interesting if you go really wide and have some Valiant. And we do have these 2 Offspring guys, but we're really more of a tall deck than a wide deck. I'm going to take Conduct Electricity. I have played it before. It is a removal spell. It does kill things. Might of the Meek is fine. All right, all the red-green stuff wheeled, so seems like we're at least somewhat in the right seat here. And another 4-drop, sure. Now we open Emberheart Challenger. Very good 2-drop. Maybe start replacing some of these mediocre ones we have here. And that actually makes me want to play this Might of the Meek a little more now that we have our first Valiant and first Mouse. It's also good with Raccoon Rallier as a way to repeatedly draw cards. It also makes Combat Tricks better because it has prowess. Oh, okay. This is what we like to see. There's a lot of text for what is essentially a 5/5 flyer a lot of the time, but particularly in the Raccoon deck, the text does start to be relevant because if you have multiple like 4-power guys out, the damage adds up really quick, and you can also play the cards if you want. We have a lot of 4/4s already, or 4-power or greater creatures. Yeah, this is pretty much the perfect mythic rare to open here. Now we can pick up some cheap removal. Always like take out the trash. Great start to pack 3 or pack 2 here. Barely even need a pack 3. We could probably fill out a playable deck with just this pack. So Rockface Village has the downside of not casting of a lot of our non-creature spells. Has the upside of giving us repeated Valiant triggers with Challenger. I think I'll just take the Assault though. That way I don't have to like play Conduct Electricity. I'll have enough good removal. Now there's a Whisker Quill Scribe, so we can complete the full complement of mediocre red 2-drop creatures. Or we just take a Curious Forager. We don't have any like synergy with it, but being able to like pick up your Dragon Hawk if it gets killed is pretty good. And if you have no other ways to forage, then like there'll probably be enough fuel for this just from the normal course of a game. I mean, it's possible if we're the only red drafter that we end up with like a sick mono red deck. I have drafted mono red once before and it went really poorly, but that was in the best of 3 queue. This is best of 1, where I feel the mono red deck kind of has an advantage. You just want to curve out, and having a super consistent mana base just helps a lot in that aspect. This pack, Junkblade Bruiser, does technically count as a playable. I don't like this card, but sometimes you just need a 5-mana 4/5. Cutthroat, that works. The mono red dream remains alive. Not going to take Artist Talent. I once had an opponent go turn 2 Artist Talent, turn 3 level it up, turn 4 level it up, and then before they got to use it, they lost. So I think that's about what happens if you try to use this card. None of these cards are making our deck. Nor are these. Even if we're mono red, I don't want Kindle Spark Duo, so I'm going to rare draft. Steam Pass Charger is fine. I could have taken High Stride. It's not like my favorite combat trick ever. Sylvan Tutor, this is another card I've literally not seen before. Seems terrible though, even if you have like a Dragon Hawk. The fact that you just have to lose a card advantage to use it makes me think it's not good. What is good though is Hired Claw. This card, if you play this turn 1 on the play, you just win like 70% of the time just by activating this each turn. It's a really obnoxious card to play against, but fun to play with. Okay, that's a reason. So this is interesting. If we want to stay in the Raccoon deck, Brambleguard Veteran is quite good. How many raccoons do we have? Only 3 raccoons, so maybe I could take the Fountain Port, which in a mono red deck would be pretty free. And it's a good late game card advantage, sort of flood insurance card. And then we can sort of lean towards playing mono red. The problem with picking up Brambleguard Veteran, we don't have that many raccoons, and he's double green in what is going to be like kind of a 10 mountain deck anyways. So I want to try this mono red dream. Here, I don't want any of the red or green cards. We can just take a mythic rare. Yeah, I mean, we literally got like all of these cards on the wheel in every pack, so. I might just keep rare drafting. It's kind of weird, like our colors are super open, but we're not getting any, there's just not like good cards for them. All right, there we go. Some decent red cards. Do I want another Quake Tusk Boar or a Teapot Slinger? I think I like the Quake Tusk Boar. Then I don't have to play the Junk Blade Bruiser. We just have a really good curve. Toppers. Okay, how many lizards do we have for this recruiter? 5 lizards. That's not bad. I don't think Clifftop Lookout's okay because it does ramp you into your 5 drops, but it doesn't attack, and I want creatures that attack, so I think I'm going to take the recruiter here. I think I'm going to keep the green. And then just cut maybe, like, I don't know if we actually want to play this Might of the Meek. And, you know, some of these 2 drops can probably go. Spark Shooter is fine. I do like Pathmaker. Too many red non-creature spells for the village to make sense. I don't know, maybe I don't play these green cards. Did wield a Whisker Quill, Might of the Meek, and Treetop Sentries. So I guess it was correct to just take Kitsa for the value, as it were. Last pick, Roughshod do it. Yeah, I think we got there on mono red. Probably not going to play the War Squeak. Maybe cut Might of the Meek as well, but I don't know. This deck looks pretty sick. 16 mountains and a fountain port. Yeah. Seems correct. I don't want to play this actually either. Maybe 2 Raccoon Ralliers just isn't that good. It is nice to be able to haste out these 5 and 4 drops, though. I guess Spark Shooter doesn't really work. You don't want to play pre-combat too often. So here's like our maybe board, basically, right? So out of these, I get to keep 2. I'll keep 1 Rallier for sure. So that gives us a lot of 2 drops. 7. Seems like a good amount. This deck's always going to want to have a 2 drop. So the Conduct Electricity probably is going to go just because it's a 5 drop and we already have 4 of them. It is going to be hard to kill creatures with 5 toughness. I will admit to that, but I guess we'll deal with that problem when it shows up. And then it's like, which of these sort of tricksy combat trick type effects do I want? Or do I want to cut one of these 2 drops as well? Could cut one of the Whisker Quill Scribes. So I have like 3 mice. 4. All right, Roughshod Duo counts as a mouse. I think I'll keep the Might of the Meek with 4 mice. 3 Valiant triggers. Yeah, looks pretty sick. Let's try this. Okay, this is an interesting hand. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep it or not, though. It's like a weird controlling hand in what is supposed to be our mono red aggro deck, right? But we get turn 1 Blacksmith's Talent. We can kill 2 of his early plays. Then we have a Pathmaker. I mean, I'm going to keep it. I was kind of hoping, you know, I never have to mulligan because I'm playing a mono red. And with the hand smoother, it's like, oh, I should just always get a mix of lands and spells. Turn 1 Bone Cache Overseer. Draw a 5 drop. Not ideal. Not optimal. 3 Tree Mascot. All right, I will kill that then. Bone Cache doesn't do anything right now, so we'll let it be. Did draw a 3rd land, which is cool. I'm just going to level this up. Just use our mana efficiently. I don't want to Agate Assault the Bone Cache Overseer. Doesn't really seem worth my time. They are maybe stuck on mana without the mascot, which could be good. Buy us enough time to get our Blacksmith's talent online. Arcform Harvester. They are playing a lot of very mediocre cards here. I guess I'm just going to kill that. Do it with the artifact mode because it's funnier. It looks like we're color screwed as well, but secretly we're not. We're just mana screwed the regular way. They did find a forest, which, you know, not to prevent anyone's downfall, but I was kind of hoping that wouldn't happen. Camellia, okay. Well, thankfully I have yet another removal spell in the tank here. There's our fourth land. So it's true. It's like, no, if they have Cash Grab, it's like so bad. I think I just have to kill Camellia, and I think I'm going to play out Steam Path Charger at this point. So I have better things to do with my mana in the meantime. Just want to put something on the board. Yeah, there's Cash Grab. All right, very glad I killed Camellia then. It would have been an issue otherwise, because they could Cash Grab and then forage right away. Make a 2/2 squirrel. It's just, I'd put a counter on this. It would have been a disaster. Bumbleflower Sharepot. Okay, so now the Overseer might eventually start drawing cards. Which I can live. So I can level up my talent, or I can Pathmaker. I kind of like Pathmakering to try and hit lands. Yeah, I don't want to go all in on my talent, because I think I just Sharepot the weapon. Which just sort of makes my investment pointless. So we're going to keep this here. Attack for 3. Next turn I get to play the boar and just attack for 12 damage. Because they can Sharepot something if they want. Or, yeah, if you spend like 4 mana just to eventually draw some cards, they might crack it right away. Suppose you probably want to wait 1 turn. All right, here is the big dog. In this case, big boar. We'll just keep the weapon there so that it doesn't die to the Overseer in combat. All right, we got him down to 6. As long as we dodge Season of Loss, I feel pretty good. Cultivator is fine. Does get to get a little bit of forage value, draw some cards, but that all feels like a little slow based on what's going on here. So next turn, we can level up the talent, gives this guy double strike, and then also trample him once they chump block it. So I think we should have lethal. So yeah, this gives trample regardless of whether or not we have a mouse up. So we will equip our Pathmaker, attack with everything. And presumably they're going to chump the Pathmaker, eat the Charger. We're going to give this trample and kill them. All right, mono red beatdown. Not bad. Oh, on the play with Hired Claw. Let's go. It's exactly how we drew it up. The key to winning this card is you just activate it over and over again and then you never lose. Unless they have to take out the trash turn too, that would be very sad. But if they don't, this game might be over very quickly. No, stop, don't kill it. Well, this might be a lot harder to win this game now. Hopefully they let me get the 2 damage in. I can run out the spark shooter here. They might have a nocturnal hunger for it. No, nothing. Okay. We definitely have the tempo advantage here, especially if they play a creature that dies to take out the trash. We're just going to be hitting for a ton of damage here. We have a few ways to loot here. Take out the trash. Might have the Meek on the scribe. So I don't want to play out too many lands. I think a 5th land is totally fine though. It's going to attack here for 6. Might have the downwind ambusher. Because like they didn't play a removal spell last turn. So yeah, it is the downwind ambusher. So this doesn't really do very much because we're just going to probably take out the trash on it. The other option would be to Might of the Meek, my Whisker Quill Scribe, but I think this is fine. We don't get to loot, but, or rummage, not loot. Yep, resolves. I think I'll then do this to rummage away this mountain. Draw 2 cards. Quake Tusk Boar is nice. Cindering Cutthroat, not bad either. Put him to 9. Ravine Raider, that's okay. I'll allow it. Here's Quake Tusk Boar. They're basically dead, right? Yeah, that's just lethal. Okay, wow. Absolutely crushed a lizard deck there. Probably had like double black cards they couldn't cast. This seems like an awkward draw. That is the advantage of being mono red, though. Why didn't he just draft mono red? Is he stupid? All right, on the draw with Hired Claw is not as fun, but still pretty good. Especially when you have other lizards, because Hired Claw actually says whenever you attack with 1 or more lizards. But it doesn't need to be Hired Claw itself. I'm trying to decide if I should activate or play a 2-drop. I think it's always right to just do the first activation. Because then if they don't kill it, like then you know you are sort of have the green light to go all in. Especially when they don't draw a 3rd land or make a play. I'm going to activate again. You can't stop me. End step Plume Creed Escort. So I guess that was their draw for turn. That's fine. Doesn't really block very well. It did get there on their 3rd land. Attack me for 2. Sticky Tongue Sentinel. See, this is what I mean. Like, sometimes they just don't have a way to deal with you just activating Hired Claw every turn. I'm going to kill the Sticky Tongue Sentinel while we're here. And guess what else I'm going to do? Activate the Hired Claw. Bang. I can chump block for a turn, I suppose. I think I'm done activating now. 4/5 should be like big enough to brawl with anything you can play. He just has like a bunch of chump blockers. Oh, I'm gonna... Do I want to play Quake Tusk Boar? Yeah, probably. Here come the big dogs. Yep, alright, wow. The mono red deck curving out and crushing people. Yeah, when I drafted my last mono red deck, I was thinking to myself, I was like, this would be so much better in best of 1. Because in best of 3, people, like, you have to win games on the draw sometimes, and people have sideboard cards. They bring in extra blockers. Like, it just doesn't feel as dynamic. Whereas in best of 1, it's just, you just knock people over before they know what's going on. Like, also, once you know you're playing against the mono red aggro deck, you mulligan differently. You're not going to keep a hand with no 2-drop because you know you're going to get run over. Hired Claw again, but on the draw. So basically not even lucky. Double white. We're getting Parting Guts. Oh, Stoat. Well, I can see if they will fall for the old trick here. And if not, I think I'm going to take out the trash the Stoat. Yeah, I'm going to do it now, play around. What's the Crumb and Get It? I just don't want this to survive. We kind of can't beat like a 2-2 first strike. Lifelink in this deck, unfortunately. Play a Fountain Port. Go to combat. Attack. I will activate. Storm Strike, that's fine. Parting Gust. Okay, so there was a Parting Gust, but we replace our Hard Claw with a fish, which ain't too bad. Strike Force. Okay, that's annoying. Can't really attack through that either. Do I go for the Insane Bluff into Spark Shooter? Yeah, I think so. Oh, we got there. Easy. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to block. I don't think I would have blocked either. But now he can't attack because this has a reach. So I could jam the Recruiter, take the Strike Force, and just crunch for a bunch. But I think I want to get my Raccoon Rallier down first. So I think I'm going to just attack with the Spark Shooter here. I'm going to get a double chump off Carrot Cake, Carrot Cake. No, just take 4, okay. I'm going to play Raccoon Rallier, and then I'm going to sack my fish to draw a card. At his end step, most likely here. Because now next turn, I can use the Rallier to give the Recruiter haste, and attack with the Spark Shooter, the Stolen Creature, and the Recruiter. So a lot of damage. I don't like the mono-white life gain matchup. I guess it's black-white life gain. It does feel like probably our weakest matchup. We just don't really have the staying power to deal with all this like Carrot Cake, Bright Blade Stoat nonsense. Definitely can't beat that. Guess we get to draw a card, so it could be worse. Take 2. Oh, forgot to attack. That's fine. Sack a token to draw a card here. Another mountain is not spectacular, huh? Oh, now I don't think I want a Recruiter because it does so little right now. So instead, I'm going to do this. Target it. Get a Rough Shot Duo. Very nice. So now we have some repeated card draw. So we can maybe dig our way out of this. I think I'm going to probably hold most of these mountains at this point. Okay, remember Strike Force has Vigilance. It's a shame. And played a Starseer Mentor. Okay, now we're definitely in trouble. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So if I steal the Mentor right now, we don't really make a ton of headway, to be honest. We are taking 5 in the air every turn, so don't know if I can afford to just sit here either. I think for now I'm going to dig a little further with my Challenger. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's what I like to see. I'm going to run that guy out. Spend 4, target, whatever. There's no point in retargeting this. We've already used up the Valiant. Trigger. All right, I can play the Whisker Quill Scribe 2 while I'm here, and then deal him 2. Pretty good turn. Last card, Glide Dive Duo. Okay, so Dragonhawk's Fate's Tempest is holding the entire board down right now. I will pitch a mountain rather than lose 3 here. Okay, so this is whenever it enters or attacks, exile the top X number of creatures power 4 or greater. So we could kind of go crazy, potentially. I think I'm going to start with... Let's start with Rummaging, or... Yeah, let's start by rummaging here. So our opponent's hellbent. We sort of have like, we have the upper hand. There's no need to like rush things, right? That being said, I do want to like expend and trigger our guy. I think I'll just run out the spark shooter for the expend. Hit a coruscation mage, not bad. Okay, we're gonna pass. We're drawing like 3 cards a turn. So I feel like the longer this game goes, the more our advantage goes. Cindering Cutthroat, okay. Do I want to just go in for an attack this turn? Feels like it could be pretty good. Pretty crushing. Who do I want to buff? It's just this Dragonhawk is fine. That way it doesn't die to the double block from Duo plus Strike Force. Steal Starseer Mentor. Give a Recruiter haste. Combat. Attack. Trigger. Exile 2. Agate Assault and Mountain, not bad. Yeah, they're doing, like, there's some interesting blocks. Glide Dive Duo could probably eat a 2-2. Strike Force can eat a 2-2. I guess they have a combat trick. They're going to try to kill Dragonhawk with it. I should probably have ordered that in reverse order, but... See, Saver. Okay. So yeah, we're still going to get to kill the Strike Force, which is cool. I also deal a ton of damage. And they didn't really make like that scary of blocks, to be honest. They still take 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 16. They go to 2. So this ability still happens, right? So I'm just going to play Cutthroat. I don't think it matters because like we still have a giant board, right? Okay, nice. We beat the pretty tough matchup and a good deck too. Thanks to the power of the Dragonhawk. On the play with Hired Claw, I'm actually incredibly talented. Be even better if they didn't have a removal spell. Given that they're black-white, it seems pretty likely they'll have a removal spell. So I think I'm just going to run out Emberheart Challenger and offer this trade with the Essence Channeler. It does give this flying and vigilance. Now they don't take the trade. And they did have the removal for a claw, so that's why they didn't trade. They wanted to gain the life. That makes sense. Draw 4th land. Very nice. Attack for 2 and play Spark Shooter here. Another black-white bat deck. It's definitely a tough matchup, despite what happened last game. I maintain that it's going to be difficult to win again. Okay. Agate Assault, not a bad draw. It's like I'd like to kill the Witness, but I kind of feel like I should kill the Channeler. Well, I get to attack for a bunch. Alright, I'm going to just kill the Waxwing Witness because I get to attack for more damage. Because if they want to make the trade, they're not going to get the counters anyways. And if they don't, then we just get in 7 damage. They're going to take the trade. Put them to 9. Hopefully we draw the 5th land and we can just run them over with back-to-back 5 drops here. Harbinger is fine. Orator, okay. So you can double lock my Spark Shooter. And I did draw the 5th land too. So I guess I'll do Quake Tusk Boar, because then you can block the Boar with the Harbinger, but he still takes 6 damage. And then I still have a Lizard out for Recruiter next turn. Or if he wants to double lock the Spark Shooter, I'll trade with the Harbinger and he takes 5. It's kind of the same difference, basically. You can throw away the Orator for 2 life, I suppose. Alright, down to 3. We have a Recruiter and a Steam Path Charger, which is pretty good against an opponent at 3 life. Life Greed Duo. And a Shrike Force. Don't think that saves them. Well, I don't think we can kill them this turn either, though. We steal a Shrike Force, attack. He does have to chump the Spark Shooter, which is pretty good. Like, it has to double block in, they both die, and I keep my Spark Shooter. So I think I will do this. Take Shrike Force. Attack for 6. So this block is forced. They go to 2. They get their Shrike Force back, but now we have 2 lethal attackers. Now Steam Path Charger is an issue because either of them die, they get pinged for 1. I guess if they have Scales of Shale, maybe I shouldn't have left them with the Shrike Force, but it doesn't look like they have it. Okay. Wrath buys them some time for sure. And go land, Steam Path Charger, Raccoon Rallier. Last card, Glide Dive Duo does save them for now, actually. Alania's Pathmaker. That should be pretty good here. So I attack with everything. He trades, eats one of these, goes to 2. Should be pretty good. Get land, so get back a 3 drop. Now, do I want to sack the token to draw? Probably. Okay, Life Creed Duo is back. Where's Life Creed Duo? Ping you for 1. Draw Dragonhawk. Well, that is pretty good. All right, play Dragonhawk. We're gonna kill him with the trigger, the stylish way. All right, simply outskilled. Turn 1 Hired Claw finished off by Dragonhawk. That's literally how I built the deck. If you think it's luck, then why would I have put those 2 cards in my deck? It's clearly skill. Wait, I thought I was supposed to have Hired Claw. What happened? We have Blacksmith's Talent though, so I'm not gonna complain too much. Pretty good. You get to go turn 2 Scribe, turn 3 level it up. Start rummaging. Double white carrot cake. Stop. What is with all these life gain decks? It's kind of cringe, you know? All right, we're going to level this up. Equip. And I don't think I want to rummage. I'm going to decline. I like all my cards right now. So I want the land. I like my 4-drop, 5-drop. And I want to have a removal spell just in case. Green, white. Okay, I guess not the dedicated life gain deck then. Harvest Ray Host. Okay. That might be worth Agate Assaulting next turn. Yeah. It is very tempting to play the Pathmaker, but if we hit a spell, we then want to play Dragonhawks next turn. So I think I'm just going to play it safe, kill this guy, which is always a problem. Still don't want to rummage. So which attack? Sticky Tongue Sentinel, pick up the carrot cake. Free value. I respect it. Oh, and a Longstalk Brawl. Okay. No fish. That can't be correct. Surely that was a misclick, right? Like, I want to have this 4-power creature out before I play the Dragonhawk, so I will play Pathmaker. Take out the trash. Well, maybe I'll do that next turn. Depends. Kind of, if we draw a land, leveling up talent plus playing take out the trash is very appealing. If not, you know, backup plan of just playing the 5/5 dragon. Kind of boring, but, you know, whatever. Tree Guard Duo. Yeah, I guess that's not, like, really a good target for take out the trash. So I might just be playing the Dragonhawk. We'll see. I'll take 3. It also kind of reads like they have Crumb and Get It. Did draw another land. All right, what I think I'm going to do is trash the 1/1. If they want to save it with Crumb and Get It, then by all means, really. They don't. Then I'll level this up. And so I don't think I'm going to attack because Crumb and Get It is very obvious. I don't want to lose this Pathmaker before I play my Dragonhawk. Because I want to be able to play Dragonhawk, get 2 triggers, double strike haste, attack for 12, and then the triggers kill them. I guess I don't even need the Pathmaker in that respect. But, you know, whatever. All right, Dragonhawk, Fate's Tempest. What is it that Kaiba says when he like plays Blue Eyes White Dragon? Just imagine I'm saying that right now. Oh, and he gets an attack trigger? That is so gross. So this would have killed him straight from 20. Unfortunately, he's only at 14, so it's not as stylish. All right, 6-0. Playing for the trophy here. This hand's kind of mediocre, but I don't mind it. We have the Rallier Whisker Quill Scribe combo. So make sure we hit our land drops. Decent curve out and good top end. Blacksmith Talent, not a bad draw there. Short of drawing a land. A 1-drop is pretty good. We will have to draw lands at some point. That is one of the weaknesses of this hand. Play the Rallier out because if they have Savor, I'd rather it get Savored and we can have the Scribe to rummage with the sword. Daggerfang Duo is fine. Little rat deck here. There's our third land. Now we have this sort of awkward point where I don't really want to play Cutthroat with no value. I'm going to play Scribe out. I could have also leveled this up, but with nothing to equip it to, I just need to put something on the board. Maybe I can get value. Take 3. Daggerfang Duo number 2. All right, now I will level this up. Discard Steam Path Charger. Maybe this Cindering Cutthroat is just not necessary anymore. Did not draw another land, unfortunately. I'm going to pass. I guess I have to start blocking and playing the control game here. Take out the trash. I guess I'm just going to try to kill one of these. Hopefully draw a land next turn. I can play a Steam Path Charger, equip it, take out the trash something. And this is weird. We're like the control deck now. They have like 3 cards. We have a bunch of late game card advantage here. Our life total's under some pressure. Wouldn't expect that from the rat versus mono black matchup. Hit the land, which is quite nice. Our Steam Path Charger, regular mode, and we're going to kill this Mind Whisker so they don't get to surveil. Equip our sword. Let's say go. Block. Ping you for 1. Would like 1 land, please. Thornplay Intimidate. Oh, so he's thinking about... Now what do I do? I think I discard Reptilian Recruiter. I kind of need this 3 life. And the Recruiter we don't really need. Did draw our 5th land. Very nice. Now another question is, do I leave the boar back on defense? I think so. He's at 27 and I'm at 11. Also, I have a Dragon Hawk. If I just survive, this is going to take over the game pretty easily. Huskburst or Swarm. This is kind of annoying. Presumably the last card's a land. Draw a land of our own. Well, I can level this up. Double strike in with my Dragon Hawk. That's got to be pretty good, right? I don't even need to. I could just send the boar. No, I want to keep the boar back in defense. Yeah, all right, I'll level up. Or actually, if I keep it here, he's forced to chump block because it's 12, 17. We get 2 triggers. All right, so I'll submit 0 and I'll just attack like so. Was it Mountain Agate Assault? Nice. Not bad. Yeah, he's dead to Dragon Hawk triggers if he doesn't block, so you've got to chump block something here. Goes to 1 if he chump blocks with the Intimidator. That's probably his best chance. I'm not really sure where the blue-black deck is getting like the extra damage from. All right, he's had enough. I don't know, maybe I misclick and play Mountain Agate Assault. Easy trophy, easy life, mono red. Just absolutely rain over the entire ladder. Oh, Bloomburrow's a 2-color format. Oh, it's all about tribal synergies. Said only idiots, because turns out it's about winning die rolls and curving out. The deck, MVP, Dragon Hawk, Fate's Tempest, obviously. Honorable mention, Blacksmith's Talent, and Hired Claw. And then, you know, everyone else kind of pulled their weight. I don't know if Cindering Cutthroat really did anything, but he didn't need to. He was just there for the ride. Anyways, thank you for watching this Bloomburrow draft, and I'll see you in the next one.